there seem to be pockets of violence. Let's now speak to the force PRO, Muyiwa Adejobi. He joins us via Zoom. Good to have you join us.
Yes, good day. How are you doing?
I'm very well, but we have protesters on the streets who are trying to make their demands known, whether for or against. We see it largely peaceful in Lagos, but in Abuja there seems to be. We understand that even at the Eagle Square, we had like the police firing tear gas on protesters about 3 times. What's the latest? What can you tell us about that?
Well, I didn't expect to have anybody assemble at the Eagle Square, because aside from the fact that there was a court injunction to that effect, the Eagle Square has never been part of the places to converge on Abuja. So whoever that is in Abuja actually went out to go and look for necessary trouble and to create provocation. And like we said earlier on, that we had intelligence that this protest was actually organized by certain individuals to run down the government, to create problem in Nigeria, and of course to create anarchy. And so far so good. We have been so professional. The IGP made it clear that whatever situation we find ourselves, police will engage such a situation professionally. So far so good. We have been so professional. Well, I want Nigerians and all our leaders to see that most of the people that are actually out, according to our earlier statements, that they are out to foment trouble. You can see, monitor all the protests across the country where we have pockets of violence. You can see that they actually out for unnecessary violence. We advise against street procession because we know what a street procession can lead to. And this is what we are seeing now. I was told people have blocked roads and highways in Abuja. I was told they want to take over the Eagle Square by force. I was told they left the stadium. People gathered in the stadium. They have left the stadium. They are marching down to town again. We may not be able to allow people to take over the Federal Capital Territory or any city in Nigeria. We are ready. We are prepared to handle and to engage every situation professionally. We are going to operate within the ambit of the law. So we want to appeal to those who are out to foment trouble that they should please sheathe their sword and do whatever protest they want to do peacefully at their approved location. Every city has given location to all protesters. We can actually maintain this position at these locations by moving from one point to another forcefully. There was a place they've been stoning officers, they've been stoning security agents, they've been vandalizing. I was told in Cuba, they have been attacking passers-by, innocent Nigerians like them. I don't want to believe this is a protest again. I want to see that we have some elements who are actually out, according to our earlier intelligence, that they want to foment trouble in Nigeria, and this we will not allow. This we will not accept from any group in Nigeria. And those who have shown interest...
If I may quickly come in here, because we see a situation in Lagos where the protesters are saying, look, because they suspect ulterior motive, they are not going to go into the park. That's the Freedom Park. They are staying on the streets. But the police seem to be handling it very peacefully. But that's not the situation in Abuja. Now that the protesters are heading towards the Eagle Square, what is likely to happen in that situation when they get there?
We will not allow unnecessary or unplanned protests anywhere in Nigeria. Apart from the Federal Capital Territory, I don't see reason these people should be marching down to the Eagle Square. That is not part of their locations. Whoever that is seen in Eagle Square perhaps want to go and attack the government, and that is not going to be it's not going to be a Tea Party thing. That could be tantamount to treasonable felony. We will not allow such to happen because that place is not part of the designated locations to assemble for this protest. And it's for leaders who have actually mobilized people to know that this is the time they need to control their followers. Those who they have mobilized, I think they should be able to control them. We had agreement with them, particularly take it back. Movement that has called for this. This is the time the leader should come out now, and I respect the son that he has spoken on their behalf, who is their legal advisor, to please call them to order, call their followers, let us play the game according to the rules. We had agreement, and the IGP has been kind enough. He listened to them, he engaged them on a virtual meeting, and we have been engaging them. The IGP has given them how the privileges of having certain places and giving them certain advice so that we will not run foul of the law we will not cause anarchy. If at all we love Nigeria and we are trying to make sure we have better governance in Nigeria, we should not take it this way. And the way the thing is going, if we are not careful, we may not be able to have a very smooth protest, and it's so peaceful protest in Nigeria. You can see marching from the stadium up to town alone is going to cause hardship to many individuals who are going about their lawful businesses. It's going to cause hardship, and that is the road to the airport, international route, so to say. Blocking these routes may not help us. Maraba, Yanya Aziz to Nasarawa, the blockade there is not going to be okay for anybody. When you enjoy your fundamental human rights, Section 40 has given room for people to come, to assemble, to associate, and to express their feelings. But Section 45 has given exception to these particular laws, particularly 37, 38, all these laws, there are exceptions for them in Section 45 of the Constitution. We would not allow anarchy, disorderliness, or brouhaha in any part of
we'll come back to Abuja in just a moment. But in states like Maiduguri, in states like Borno, in states like Kano State, where our correspondent was attacked, and then we also heard that, of course, Abuja, you mentioned the Yanya area and the Dutse area as well. What is the situation report you're getting, especially from Kano and Borno states?
For those who have decided to be violent, the IGP has given instruction. We don't want a single soul to be lost to this struggle. We are going to be professional. I am sure the Commissioner of Police in charge of the Federal Capital Territory and his officers are up to the task. We are going to engage every situation tactically, strategically, and professionally. We would not in any way kill or attack any Nigerians unreasonably, but for those who want to be out, like IGP said yesterday, that we know and we have identified the motives behind this protest. And I think this is coming to a reality with what we have seen so far. If you are having the first day like this, I don't think we will be able to sustain up to 10 days. And of course, when they wrote, they actually tagged this as 10 days of rage. And I can see that we are
so I want to quickly put you on hold.
With what you have been saying.
I want to quickly put you on hold. We understand that there's a situation in the nation's capital. We want to speak to our correspondent and then come back to you to get your reaction as well. We'll have our correspondent, Femi Akonde, standing by to give us an update from the nation's capital. Femi, we understand that there's a situation now in Abuja. Give us some update.
Yes, well, hi, Precious. The police has been firing tear gas non-stop to disperse protesters. We are also hearing loud sounds that seem to be artillery being fired from armored personnel carriers of security agencies around here at the Eagle Square area. You know, they are just trying to ensure that, you know, this whole area is secured, and they disperse the protesters, probably force them back to the MK Abiola Stadium, which is the designated protest point here in Abuja. I must also say that tear gas is being fired directly at protesters. We have seen several people being hit by tear gas canisters. We have also seen injuries. We have seen, people collapse. We have seen also journalists being attacked. We have seen the camera of some TV stations destroyed by police, and the canister fired directly at the protesters. And we have also seen, some protesters have also been defiant. They pick the tear gas canisters and throw them back at the police. I must say that it's really, really chaotic here around the Eagle Square. There's a heavy detachment of security agencies. There's a heavy detachment of security agencies around here at the Eagle Square. There's a heavy detachment of security agencies around here at the Eagle Square. We are also hearing, you can hear shots being fired, people running.
The question is a bit tense, but let your camera continue to roll. As we get now the reaction of the first PRO to this particular situation. You see what's going on. What's your reaction to this? Police throwing tear gas at protesters. From the report we're getting, some of those protesters now have been injured.
Hello?
I was asking you your reaction to what's going on ground there in the nation's capital, where we understand that police is firing tear gas to disperse protesters, and some of them have now been injured.
We should be mindful of the words we use. There's a difference between protesters and violent trigger people, because for those who have assembled at Eagle Square, I don't think we're expected to have any protester at Eagle Square in the Four Sisters. Let us get it right. Those who have assembled at Eagle Square, they are there for ulterior motive, and the security agencies will not allow such a thing to happen. What are they doing at the Eagle Square in the Four Sisters? And for those who are along the major highways to the airport, we expect them to use the stadium. That is MKO Stadium in Abuja. That is the approved and designated venue for protests in the Federal Capital Territory. So for people to block the highways, I don't think the organizers and those who have come out genuinely to protest would do that kind of a thing. So these people are those that we are saying that we have gathered intelligence that they may likely hijack these protests. And this is what is coming to play now. Because I can see that I've not seen any known faces of those who have indicated interest that they want to do these protests. So those who have mobilized them to come out and run down the system, run down the government, you please call these ones to order, because we will not allow anarchy in any part of this country. But like I said, I still want to reiterate, we are going to engage every situation tactically, diplomatically, and professionally. Every soul of a Nigerian is so important to us. We are not out to kill anybody. We are not out to attack anybody or to injure anybody. But we don't want violence. Once we have violence, the law has stated it clearly. Once a protest has become riotous, there are ways to go about it. We have our rules of engagement, we have standard operating procedure, and we have what the law has clearly said about how to go about riotous assembly.
But there is no indication that these particular protesters were violent, and they were heading towards the Eagle Square. You cannot also brand everyone hijackers of this protest. From my view, there are over 100 of them, and they cannot all just be hijackers of this protest.
I know, but what I've said, you got my message clear, was that even if the organizers are there, can they control their followers? Because the way it's going now, I've been told that maybe in Kubazis, they have been vandalizing Nigerians' vehicle, innocent Nigerians who are going on their way. When you do issues like this, you don't picket, you don't force people to join you. Now we have said it, where your right reigns and other person's right starts. So let us be mindful of this. Are they still protesters? Are we to go out and vandalize property, to destroy property, to attack anybody? They have been stoning security agencies. This is not a protest again, for goodness sake. Don't let us bring in unnecessary sentiment or sensationalism about this issue. We need to be realistic. We need to be very objective when we are addressing this issue. So let us mind the words. Those are not at the Eagle Square. They are not to be regarded as protesters. Because of the Four Sisters, we don't expect to see any protesters gathered in that place in the Four Sisters. So I don't know what they are doing there. Perhaps they want to go and run down the government and do whatever they want to do. And the security agencies will not allow that. Because that place is not meant for any protest. You can see Lagos, they have been doing what they want to do in Lagos. They are managing Lagos because they are clear-headed and they know how to handle protests. This is not the protest we expect to have in Nigeria, where those who are even out, don't ask any of them. They don't even know why they are out. We just mobilize them to come out for certain individuals to justify the money they have collected from some agencies to come and run down the system or to jeopardize our security architecture in this country.
But will the police continue to, just a minute, sir, will the police continue to engage the organizers of this protest to let them know the dangers of this?
Well, those who have shown interest and who are mobilizing, I'm sure our officers who are in charge of monitoring, they must have contacted them to see what is happening. And I know many of them are online too. They monitor all these things. But I want to tell you, in sincerity, I doubt if they can control what they have started. Because some of the people that are in the train, on this procession now, I'm sure they are not their members. They are not those that are accredited to come and join us. You don't make open mobilization for such a thing if you don't plan well. I don't think they have planned well for this. Aside from coming on television, coming on radio to mobilize, to just say the government is not doing anything, you want to end bad governance. Have you actually planned for such a protest? And this is what we are seeing now. It's too early to have this. If you are going to have 10 days of rage, quote and unquote, the way they have put it, Yeah, it's too early to have it. You have not spent up to 2 hours, and we're having incidences like this. What will happen by the time we clock 10 days of the protest of rage or days of rage? So we be very careful about it, and I think they need to call them to order. Their voices have been heard. So if they still want to continue, they should confine themselves where the government or the commissioners of police in their various states have identified for them to do protests. Every state has its protest ground. They are known. This is the notorious fact. And we don't need to look for unnecessary trouble or create provocation because we want people to see us coming out because we want to drive home our demands. We should just be very careful. We should be professional about what we do, and we should be law-abiding on both sides.
Like you mentioned, I mean, this is just the first day. 9 days left. If they still intend to go through with all of the days, what is the rules or what would be the rules of engagement going forward? And would you have series of meetings with the organizers?
And I speak with you, everybody in the police is monitoring this situation. The IGP is monitoring the situation, and the management team, as a team, is monitoring this situation. We will know the next line of action. But I'm sure commissioners of police in various states, they are competent on what they are doing, and they are in control of their commands. I'm sure they are senior officers and they have been trained. They are assistant officers who know what to do and how to go about whatever they want to do. But like I said, our engagement is to make sure that we don't lose any life and we don't injure anybody. Whatever it is, let us be reasonable enough. Let us be mindful of the fact that we have this country and we hold this country. And we have intelligence that people will infiltrate this protest, and this is what is coming to play now. We can see it. This is just 2 hours to the protest that they want to do for 10 days. And it has been so violent at the beginning. I don't know what becomes this country after the 10 days of the 10 days of rage as the protest has been tagged by Take It Back now. So we want to appeal to leaders who have mobilized these people to please let us talk to our followers who have taken over many of the streets, who have taken over certain national assets, and who are fomenting troubles, who are causing pains, agonies, sorrows, and leaving tears in the minds of other innocent Nigerians who are to enjoy their own rights. For those who have been vandalizing vehicles, please stop this. This is not protest again. It's criminal when you do this, and the law will surely take its course. That's the message from us for now. I need to attend to so many other things. You are going to excuse me. If you still want me, you're going to get back to me. I am available 24 hours to give Nigerians up-to-date information on this protest. But we love this country, and we must love this country. We have no other place to go. In brotherhood, we stand, and in motherhood, we stand. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. The force PRO, Muyiwa Adejobi, definitely will speak to you over and over again in the course of this.